Okay, so I've seen a lot of new players and a lot of new faces in the game recently, and I've noticed a lot of new port battle leaders, and a lot of them make some very fundamental mistakes. So I thought that for now, I would just record port battles and see, if something terrible goes wrong, and record it and go over it and kind of explain what could have happened, what should have happened, and maybe any flaws or easily fixable things. But this is the first one, and it's quite a doozy. Okay, so this is Jawbone Bay, and as you can see, the wind blows from the northeast to the southwest, and the pirates are taking the close handle door, because that's all they have points for. And usually, a fleet will sail across the top, and they'll pick either the first channel, or they'll go through the second channel, and they'll come into the bay, engage you, and try and make something work. So pirates always bring, or not always, but they usually bring frigates, so they're light, and they're usually very fast. So you got to take that into consideration. So the Brits came out of the round shield here, and as you can see by the pink line, this is what they did. They tried to turn right and line up off that island so that their stern was anchored and they were pointing towards the fort. And they were pretty heavy. They had like some second rates, they had some third rates, and a couple frigates, but they're fairly heavy. So the normal strategy on this map, and I say normal, it's more of just the tested strategy, is to sail north, following the orange line, and kind of angle across the opening so that when they come in, the pirates, they have to either go for your nose or your stern or engage you in a line fight. And if they engage you in a line fight, that's gold, right? You want that. But what you don't want to do is let them into that bay and give them lots of room to maneuver because they can maneuver very quickly. So the other problem with the pink line, which the Brits did this port battle, and you'll see in the video, is that they just don't have enough time to line up. A lot of the guys in big boats are not used to big boats. They don't know how to turn them. They don't know how to sail them, and they don't know how to line up quickly. So when those pirates are coming down with 5 speed buffs, they're going to get on you very quickly, and you'll see in the port battle that the Brits actually lose some boats quite early because they just aren't ready for the speed. So from initial critiques, there's the only reason you would ever want to do that pink line is if you can get lined up very fast, you're very heavy, and I would argue that you want to take a more 90-degree to the left line than that pink line, because that pink line, where it is right now, if you get pushed, you fall into that little cove, and that's bad. You can go watch videos on my channel, other people's channels, of people falling into that cove and just getting slaughtered. So you want to take more of a straight line so you can kind of sail with them if they go for your nose and push them into land rather than you being pushed into land. Okay, so you can see here, this is like pretty close to the start of the port battle. And you can see that there's a few frigates with myself, Ram here, and Star, and you can't see behind the name tag, but we've kind of gone out to the left and just, your frigates, you can get back quickly. What you can't see behind us is that one frigate already sunk. He was in bad positioning. Can't do much, right? So look at our heavy line, and you can see we have a Valiant in the top right there, big red sails, lining up, probably going to lead the line, right? And you can see we have a second rate and a CMC, a Poseidon, a Prince, and a Lion, I think it is, all with their sterns to the enemy and not lined up yet. Now, when I push play here in a second, you'll see, and you can see on the mini map right now at the bottom, the little compass map, that the pirates are right behind us, like 600 meters or yards, maybe 400, like they're very close. And you can see from our line that it's not at all set up yet. Like it's pretty rough. So when you see I'll push play here, you'll see a lot of confusion in the line as the line tries to line up. You'll see a Prince get T-boned, and the Prince will click out, which, I mean, whatever. You want maybe that's not good to do. And you'll see a couple frigates sail off following this Jack Russ guy and get sunk or basically cut off from our fleet.
Get jumps moving.
Yeah, I'm screening my prints. That's more important, to be honest.
Okay, so now you can see again here that we have one line forming behind the red-sailed Valiant, in the top right, and it's got like a mace behind it and I think a lion, and they're in a pretty bad spot because they've gone way too far past the town gun or past the fort defense gun. I think that is there, and you can see that if they were to get pushed right now, their only option is to go into land or go into that little channel to the right, which you can't see yet. But the bigger issue here is that we have another line forming with the big Valiant right above my ship, and that's our port battle leader for this port battle. So part of the problem is he's not in line with his heavies, but he can't get to line in heavy with his heavies. It's not going to happen. And he has heavies that are trying to follow him that aren't turned yet. This CMC, this Formidable, this Indomitable behind him, or Prince, and they're trying to get turned. But what you'll see happen in the video is that two lines are going to form, and so one line has 6 or 7 boats, the other line has like 8 or 9 boats behind them, and you're not going to be doing efficient spikes with that. You're going to be having 7 or 8 guys shooting a target while the other guys are out of range or blocked, while the pirates have 20 people surrounding you and all shooting at one target. So that's one problem. The other problem is you probably haven't heard a lot of communication yet. And as a port battle leader, it's very important to basically just continually tell people what to do. Because some people are slow, some people don't listen, they get tunnel vision. So in this situation, you want to be, if you're a port battle leader in the white sails there, you want to be saying, okay, look, line up behind me, or everybody go and line up behind the red sailed Valiant, or everybody do something, or just tell them what to do. Because right now it's silent, they don't know what they're doing, there's 2 lines forming, and everyone's confused. So you really need to take command of these situations and be like, look, do this, you do this, you do that, you do this, you do that, you turn right, I'll turn left, line up quickly, start spacebarring your target, like just take command and really yell at people, because you have to. So as you'll see, no one really knows what's going on. That Prince that you can see there is going to get T-boned by that red-sailed lion, and the Prince will click out. The Poseidon in the back will get sunk because he's in the back and exposed, and it'll turn into a fight where you have 8 people in the front line shooting and 9 or 10 people in the back line just sitting there kind of looking pretty. So I guess the take home from this still image would be to just constantly be telling you people what to do, because it gives everyone confidence. No one has time to get a word in like, oh god, we're screwed, and lower everyone's confidence. So here we go.
What the hell is Megan Windsor doing?
It's loco. Something stupid, probably.
Sabotage.
Oh great, we've got a fucking trusty
if you have
longboat.
arcs on the right, shoot it, Alan Katz. When they're gonna come first,
Lupin,
they're charged.
turn! Jesus, why are you turning across me? What is
Alan
Lupin
Katzman
doing?
on the right. Why? You should have shots on him. Donald Trump, you should have shots on him. Alan Katzman.
Lupin, are you T-boning me on purpose here?
No, I'm turning. I can't turn here. Look.
Just drop sails, I'll go round you.
Okay, so you can see here that the heavy boats that were showing their stern to the pirates have sailed through the line. Notice the Formidable with the orange sails there. Now, what should happen here to try and reconcile this port battle is those heavy boats, the Formidable, the Prince behind it, and the red-sailed Centurion that's going to T-bone the Prince, should all turn right, as hard as they can. The green-sailed Lion on the right side of your screen should come forward towards the red-sailed Valiant. The Mace in front of him should do the same. Our port battle leader, Itaka Nia, should come away from the enemy a little bit, and they should make a new line that's somewhere basically to the left of that green lion, but not as far as the red-sailed Valiant right in front of me. Because behind me, where I am, is our frigates, and we're kind of just milling around as frigates do. You can turn very quickly, you can get out of position, you can flip and shoot, but our heavies are what matters, and they are in a complete jam, as you can see. So what should happen is our port battle leader should be saying, look, you turn right, you come towards me, we're going to line up here, form a new line, blah, 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 continuously talking, telling people what to do. But when I push play here, you're going to hear about a minute of the battle where he doesn't say anything. He calls maybe a target or two, and that's not bad, but you have to be constantly talking. You have to be constantly telling people what to do, reassuring them, telling them everything, because people panic. And you'll see here that people panic. No one knows what to do. They're not micromanaged at all. And the situation kind of gets a little bit better because a line sort of forms, but it's a weak line. There's only 8 of them. And then you'll see that our guys are very spread out with very few arcs, and the pirates have this huge circle that has arcs on everybody. So the take home from this situation that you're about to watch is that our leader needs to be talking, because the battle's not lost yet. We've lost 3 guys, so it's 20 on 20. We're much heavier. So, there's no reason to give up yet. So, let's see.
For desperation fire on the right, desperation fire. Why? I'm gonna give you a guardian. They're gonna come for that stern because the stern's soft right now. Desperation fire. Get all reloads.
Jug.
He's
There's a
trying
jug.
to
You got a jug in.
Don't cover my arcs. Why? You should turn left and go behind me, or pull forward. Pull forward. Pull forward. Don't cover my arcs.
Wait.
User disconnected from your channel.
Come.
All right, Braun win. He's thundered. Somebody get a focus on him.
I'm not getting a guardian or anything.
There's too many people blocking.
Ela, the mic spam is real.
Byron win. Come on, shoot him. Everybody needs to be shooting him.
Blue Topaz in the back. He's almost dead.
Brian's still on an island. Frigates and smaller boats, you need to get up here at the line and help shoot here.
Where the fuck did everybody go? Why did everybody go fucking south?
Okay, so you can see now that he's just realized that he's by himself with 4 boats, right? And besides the annoying Portuguese guy spamming his mic, which is now muted, so there won't be any more of that, but you can see the guys to my right, this Lupin, Henry Sackett, and Fergus. They're out of range, they're out of position, if we're judging position by the port battle leader. And you can see on my left, when just before this paused and after it unpauses, that we have 10 boats way downwind, basically hugging that island, ready to run, one eye on the door. So if you've noticed that our port battle leader, who's the guy calling targets and who just said, "Where is everybody?" he wasn't giving commands that whole battle. He wasn't saying, come to me, you move here, let's form up here, let's turn left, let's sail here. You just heard some other voice say, we need all the frigates to come to the front, right? And, a suggestion is fine, but when that's the only person that's saying anything about positioning, there's going to be a problem. So now he's confused. He's on an island by himself. And this is where the port battle just falls apart, basically. Because right now, as it is, it's a pretty bad situation, but it's not entirely lost. But what you'll see now is that people start to panic, and you'll hear voices start to chime in saying, oh, we lost this already, or, oh, we've already lost, blah, 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 this and that. People start getting angry. And you'll notice that our port battle leader doesn't really, even now when he's just realized that he's alone, he doesn't take command and tell people where to go. It's the same kind of silence, a call a target, and then nothing, and then someone says, oh, look at this, and then someone says, well, I didn't know we were doing that, and then another target's called, but there's only, you can see there's only 4 boats, and myself, when I turn, it may be Lupin that can shoot. So it's kind of like, okay, so let's see what happens.
I'll just line up a second.
Desperation fire. Desperation fire. Somebody give me a focus.
User disconnected from your channel.
Focus him. He's
What
focused.
is
Shoot him.
Spamming?
Where the fuck is everybody sailing to? Did you guys just totally fucking bail on this port battle? What the fuck, people? Seriously.
Okay, so this better shows how there's about 10 people to my left who, first of all, like, they're not with their leader, who's in front of me. And the real bad offenders are this Alan Quartermain, Why So Serious, Russian guy, Fox Black, Jesse Haven. They're basically in a spot where they can only go straight into the land or into the bay, and they're nowhere near the fight, and none of them have taken shots, really. So you're kind of asking yourself, like, well, what are they doing? And what is happening on the other side is that this is one of the more, I guess you would say, one of the more negative things you can do as a port battle leader, where in the middle of a fight, even though the fight's going terribly, is that you start saying, like, have you bailed? Are you guys trash? Blah, blah, blah. Like, you start getting on your own fleet in a way that's not positive to the current situation. It's okay to call out one guy and be like, you're doing terribly, get back in position. But to just kind of say, like, look, I'm giving up, and kind of give people the green light to check out, you'll see in a minute that, like, and then other people start going, oh, we've already lost this, we should consider running. And it's pretty negative. And, like, maybe in this battle, no amount of positivity could help you right now, but the last thing you want to do is be negative and give people that idea that, oh, we've lost, so I'm going to start edging towards the edge of the battle, so when that inevitable moment comes where we break and run, I'm going to get out first, right? You don't want to incite that. You want to incite confidence and the idea that it's not over. Look, guys, line up. We're better than them. We're bigger ships, blah, blah, blah. Don't give up yet. So you'll see as this plays out, it's kind of a negative tidal wave that just keeps rolling and rolling, and we'll see.
User entered your channel.
Sheila, you're getting muted.
Thank you.
So what I just want to say here was what you just heard was not like TeamSpeak crashing or something. That was just a minute, roughly, of no talking. No maneuvers being called, no targets being called, just dead silence. And, in a port battle that is going badly, that's the last thing you want to do, because people are just thinking in their minds, like, how can I get out of this? How can I not lose my boat? Whereas if you're constantly saying, you come here, let's do this lineup, come on, guys in the back, get going, guys in the back, way downwind, you're idiots, come on, get up with me, blah, blah, blah. They don't have a chance to do that. And you have constant communications where, it can turn the battle. You'd be surprised how many battles I've been in where the leader, in quotation marks, dies, and people start saying, we should run, like, we should get out of here. And then all you have to do, and I do this a lot, is you just step up, you just take command, you just bring everybody back, you calm everybody down, and you start firing. And, you might lose still, right? But sometimes you win. And it's way better to try and save the port battle than to just say, I'm going to go silent now, and we'll just lose like 10 boats running away, rather than fighting and just seeing what happens. So
Abel Katzman. I'm gonna somebody get our Wayne covered up, please.
User joined your channel.
Phil, you shouldn't be sales
User
up right
left your
now.
channel.
Can we get shots on Abel Katzman, please? In the back.
Gallon,
joined
click
your
carp,
channel.
dude. You're heated.
I need you guys that all turned out and ran away to get the fuck back in line.
I don't know why we.
So this is good. He finally said, you know, all the guys who ran away, come back and get in line. The only problem is that it's, 5 minutes too late. And it's something as little as saying that earlier gives people the idea that maybe they should come back to line. But just being silent, like he was, you're not going to get anything out of that. And as a learning experience, like this kind of shows that you have to always be talking. And, he did say the right thing there, like, come back in line with me. But, maybe a bit more like, you, like, name them and be like, you, come back to me, line up right now, get behind this guy. Would have been better, but he said the right thing eventually, so I'll give him props on that.
Have 2 lines.
Oh boy.
Rom, get Howard.
What about Fred back or Ford?
Cycle through Howard. Somebody get a hat on him.
He has already had it.
Get Howard covered up. I'm going to shoot Nicoderm in the back of the line. Nicoderm in the back. Can somebody give me a focus or some sort of debuff?
I need a block.
Who's I?
You're on an island.
Draco. Yeah, I know.
Fergus will pull up and get behind me.
Blackbeard
Maybe
coming
not.
in. Blackbeard coming in. Does anybody have a focus? Nobody's got a focus? You guys are just running?
We already lost his PB like 10 minutes ago, dude.
Okay, so this is one of my pet peeves where you are in a situation where you are basically losing a port battle, it's going badly, the leader's, having a bad day, and you come out and say, we've already lost this port battle like 10 minutes ago, dude. So, I mean, what is the value of saying that? Like, this is John Fire, Richard Starron saying this, guy who's played for a few years. I mean, he's a decent player, but, like, you've never led a port battle in your life. So, to come out and criticize and kind of dishearten everybody when you didn't step up in the port battle room, you didn't say, I'll take this one, guys, it's on me. Like, leading port battles is hard. And anybody who steps up to do it is a hero in my books, because not many people will. You go into a port battle room, it'll be dead silence, no one will want to lead, and that one guy who steps up has all the pressure, gets all the blame, and doesn't get much credit, usually. So it's like not a very good job. So when you come out and say, hey guys, we've already lost 10 minutes ago, when the battle's at its like most fragile moment, the team's wrecked, it's silent, no one's talking anymore, and you say that, it's like, boom, air out of the balloon, it's over. So what happened now is everyone's going to start running, people are going to start clicking out, big boats are going to run away, and it's like, if you're going to say anything, like, don't say that. Like, that just ends the port battle. Even, if this port battle went differently and they recovered and lined up and started spiking, you'd never know now, because that one line just at the wrong time crushed the morale. And it's like, if you're not going to step up and lead, don't ever critique a leader, because from experience, it is very hard to lead port battles, and you get blamed for everything that goes wrong. So when someone who's never led goes and, oh, that was a terrible port battle, blah blah blah, we should have done this, it's like, then lead, bro. Like, don't tell me what you should have done, then lead. Like, if you want to do it, if you want the big job, just start talking in the port battle room and take it. Because, it's very easy to critique these kind of port battles, and it's not easy to lead them. I'm just going to let this battle play out now at double speed, and just to recap, the main idea of this video was just to remind new port battle leaders to talk a lot, to constantly be giving orders and directions, and even if, the shit's hitting the fan, tell people what to do. Tell them what to shoot. Tell them what to do. Tell them where to move. Tell them where to line up. Call them out. Don't be afraid to do it. And the other part of it is, basic jawbone strategies. Not really much. I could go into much more depth about strategy, but just if you had to just throw a lineup out there and be like, hey guys, this is like the basic strategy. That's it. And the other thing is not be negative in a situation where you're not the leader or you're not one of the people calling targets and helping lead. If you're just silent for the whole port battle and then you come out and say, hey guys, we lost 10 minutes ago, it's like, thanks, bro. So just, there's that.
See the